So I found myself with a couple of £100 worth of Apple vouchers from various trade-ins, and I was just itching to spend them on something. The good news is that the Apple AirPods Pro 2 were also released at the same time. Now, I've never owned a pair of AirPods before, or wireless earbuds of any kind as a matter of fact, so I really don't have anything to compare this next generation with. And although I work with sound every day as a professional voiceover artist, this review comes from the angle of a total earbud novice and not that of a super duper audiophile. So to start right at the top of my review, I would highly recommend that if you haven't already, then you really must update to iOS 16 to really get the best out of these AirPods, as until I did so they really would not play nice with my iPhone, failing to pair with the Find My app altogether until I did so. In the box you get your AirPods in their case, a lightning cable, the usual paperwork, and a set of 3 additional earbud tips, which for the first time include an extra small size. The case feels solid and comfortable in the hand, but I do find it a bit awkward to pinch out the AirPods themselves, and just wish they sat a bit higher in the case, and this lowness gives you plenty of chance to drop them on hard surfaces, like paving stones when pinching them out, unless you happen to have much tinier fingers than me. I also wish that both the case and the AirPods themselves came in a choice of colours. Not only would this look good, but it would also mean that your eyes weren't drawn to every bit of wear and tear, inflicted by ear gunk or fabric colour rubbed off from your jeans, etc. When it comes to charging, a lot of people have complained about the fact that we still have a Lightning connection and not a USB-C. But to offset any USB-C grief you feel, we now have the option of wireless charging through a third-party charger or even a fancy Apple Watch charger. There's a lanyard attachment point which I for one will never be using, but strangely enough you don't get a lanyard in the box. The case opens and shuts with a sturdy feel, and there's a pairing button on the back. Just hold it for a second or two before it begins to search, with the front light indicating this. The only non-Apple device I've attempted to pair with is my Samsung Smart TV, but for some reason the volume and sound quality levels were very poor compared to Apple devices, and when using streaming apps such as Amazon Prime, any pausing, fast forwarding or rewinding caused the AirPods to lose their connection every single time. And as streaming seems to be pretty much all we do with our television these days, in the end I just gave up. But when it comes to moving between one Apple device and another, from my iPhone to my iPad, to my MacBook Pro, connection is impressively quick and seamless. Yet another reason to stay in the Apple ecosystem if you're happy with it. And once I had installed iOS 16, I was able to connect easily to the Find My app, which then worked like a dream. The app not only knows where your case is, it also knows if the AirPods are out of the case and tracks them individually. Both the case and the AirPods themselves make impressively loud noises for their size, which you should be able to hear through any sofa cushion in the house. Now, when it comes to battery life, I have to be honest and say that I very quickly realised there was something very wrong with my AirPods. I charged both the case and the AirPods fully before using them, and no matter how I did use them, I wasn't getting anywhere near the advertised length of battery life. Apple claim you will get up to 6 hours of use from the AirPods Pro 2, even if you use them with active noise cancelling turned on the whole time. I noticed that I was getting no more than 2 hours of use from the AirPods themselves, and when it came to the case, if I left them in it overnight, both the case and the AirPods would be as dead as a doornail the next day. So I went back to the Apple Store and exchanged my AirPods like for like with no hassle. The sales assistant told me that I was just unlucky and got a defective charging case. The next pair have been working fine with 6 hours of use from a single charge. However, when it comes to the claimed standby time of up to 30 hours, Apple really are stretching a point, I think. Again, I don't seem to be getting anywhere near that, maybe 10 or 12 hours at the most. I'm told this is probably because if you don't switch off your Bluetooth connection to the device you're paired with every time you stop listening, the AirPods will keep searching and burning up battery life. And it just made me think that in this day and age, how many people are really going to bother to do that? And if you think I'm wrong about this issue, I'm only going on what I was told in the Apple Store. Leave a comment though if you've had any of the same issues, and we can see how common they are. You'll find all your controls for your AirPods in your Bluetooth settings, including a way of checking if they fit your ears correctly and options to configure them for spatial audio. As for me, I'm a medium fit, and when I use them, mostly on my daily walk, I don't feel in any danger of them falling out. You can use touch controls on the AirPods using swipe and pinch gestures. Nice to have for some people, but personally I never bother as I find it really fiddly to use. Mostly I just use Siri for most of my commands, and I've been pleasantly surprised considering Siri's reputation because about 9 out of 10 of my commands seem to work absolutely fine. and the built-in microphones have excellent sensitivity without you having to raise your voice too much. There's also built-in skin detection, meaning that as soon as you take one bud out, your device will pause sound or video playback automatically, and that means you have one less button to press in your life. For some reason though, I found that call quality really does suffer compared to just placing the phone to your ear. But the quality isn't so bad that I can't still appreciate the joys of joining all the other techno-humans by going hands-free at last. We've had some really cold days in London this winter, and I've really appreciated not having to dig into my pocket or take my gloves off just to make a call. But most importantly of all, how do these things actually sound? Well, sound is relative to the person using these devices, so that's why I never really bother to play any sound samples in my videos. But as far as I'm concerned, these things sound great. The bass is deep and rich, and the midtones are nice and clear, with me even being able to pick out sounds or instruments in some of my favourite songs that I've never even heard before. And even when I play compressed sound files from some of my favourite radio stations, the quality is superb. Now maybe I'm too undemanding, but as a first-time user of wireless earbuds, I'm just amazed that humanity can now pack such great sound quality into such a small device. Even more impressive though are the two main sound modes, noise cancelling and adaptive transparency. Here's just how good the noise cancelling mode is. There's some major building work going on in the house next door to me right now, and the noise cancelling in the AirPods Pro 2 has turned ear-splitting drilling and hammering into something completely bearable. It's so good in fact that I can even listen to music at times like this without having to increase the volume. In fact, I'd say the noise cancelling is so good that for safety's sake, if you are walking along busy roads or streets, then it's probably best to switch on transparency mode to remain safe. And when in transparency mode, you're able to hear the world around you almost as if you have no earbuds in at all. But don't forget, you always have the third option of off mode if you really want to eke out that battery life. But 6 hours, even with noise cancelling switched on all the time, should be enough for most people's listening pleasure per day. So in conclusion, as a newbie to the wireless earbud space, would I recommend the AirPods Pro 2? Well, if you're an Apple user of any kind, then yes, the sound, the build quality, and the noise cancellation are all excellent, and they just work seamlessly with all your Apple devices. Also, for the quality you're getting, if you really enjoy and can't do without listening to music or audiobooks on the go, they really are worth the price here in the UK of £249. If you're an Android user, my research tells me that Bose's latest earbuds provide even better noise cancelling for around the same price, and the fact that the AirPods don't seem to play too nicely with third-party devices might well sway your decision either way.